So you all got the booklet.
大家都有拿到这个小手册。
Yeah, so this is the mainly, I just edited the 50 steps, the 5 steps of the meditation, so make it easier to the practice. So can you read the first step 1? Okay, so now the 5 step, I make it very simple and very easy that you can just read the book and you can start the practice very easily and very simple way. So you can see the first step. So sit on the chair comfortably with a straight back and relax neck, shoulder, arms, close your eye and breathe through your nose. Allow your entire body and mind to relax. The first step is just get to sit on the chair and straight back and relax neck, shoulder, close your eyes and breathe your nose. So now this first step is what you have to do is you just have to sit and you have to close your eyes and the breath. It's just for the relaxing. The first step is you have to get relaxed. So relaxing is that there's a 2 way of the relax, the mentally or physically. So physically relax is one thing that you are physically when you don't do anything, that's physically relaxed. And the mentally relax is you have to tell that now I will get relaxed, I will relax. So physically you have to communicate with your body and tell your body to get relaxed, relax. Relax. Yeah, that you have to tell you physically or mentally that to get relaxed. Yeah, physically when you have to tell that relax, or mentally or you have to tell the relax. Yeah, okay. So then after the minutes that you are telling the physically body to get relaxed, then you have to inhale. Then the second step, you have to inhale and exhale the breath, and you have to focus on your breath. So on your breath and the count end of the inhale or exhale the breath, and then you have to count the breath up till 21. 21 the breath. Yeah. Inhale or exhale and the breath, and just focus on 21 time the exhale the breath. Yeah. Okay, so maybe I will leave you for the 1 minute. You have to practice, and the first 1 minute that you have to think that you have to get relaxed. When you are doing the relax, what you have to do is you should keep your mind as a blank, not to think anything. Then mentally you have to keep the blank and not to think anything. Then inhale or exhale the breath, then you focus on the breath, okay? Then you focus on breath and count up till 21, okay? So you can see that while the counting that I have mentioned clearly in here that when you lose the track of the count and start again from the 1. And you will see that now the 4th step that when you get distracted in this step, distraction, anything is not on your breath or count, it should be sound or feeling, thought, okay, sensation extra. When you get distracted, gently remind you go back to your breath. Okay, so now you can see that there are the 3 exercises. Now that this is the things that focusing on the breath, that will be the first step, okay, what you have to practice. In this, the focusing power, what you have to do is that you have to build it, at least you can focus on your breath at least 3 minutes without distraction. At least the 3 minutes you should get the concentration power to focus on your breath. 3 minutes, okay, at least the 3 minutes. When you're focusing on your breath, what you have to do is that when you focus on the breath, when you're focusing, when you focus on the breath and when you get distracted, as I told you, you just count the breath up till the 21. When you're counting the breath, it will make you easier to your focus. That will make it easier to better the focus and better focus. Now the second thing is that when you build up the focusing, the power, at least the 3 minute means without the distraction, the 3 minutes. That time, when you're focusing on the breath, if you can focus without the counting the breath up till 3 minutes, okay? Okay, 3 minutes without getting distracted, okay? So now you can see that I put some pictures of the practice. Okay, practice of can you see the picture? Julie, show me the picture, so yeah. Sorry. So I put some that is exercise practice. So this is some exercise that one we do normally in our physical body. So we usually have a main 3 nerves, we call the three nerves, which is the center nerve is the one very important nerve, and there's a two sides of the nerve on the right neck and the left neck. Normally these nerves are related with the generating the lot of the thoughts, comes to a lot of the thought spontaneously coming in our mind. So that's why what you have to do is you can see the sitting position, that like that way, then you have to try to feel the nerves, okay, two sides of the nerves. You can you feel that the nerves on the two sides of your neck?
Neck vessels, right?
Yeah, vessel, yeah. Yeah, can you feel that? Nerves. And press these two nerves for the while. Okay, press that for the while, 20 to 30 seconds, then leave that, okay? Then another physical exercise is that you have to look like this way. Inhale deeply, then exhale.
然后再来呼气，然后口向人呼气，这样转到左边。
Like this way. Exhale the whole of your breath, okay? Then again inhale.
那再来再吸气。
Then exhale. Exhale, okay? Then when you look at the center, look center and inhale, then exhale. Then when you exhale the breath whole out of your abdomen, okay? Inhale, exhale. Then inhale.
再吸气。
Then exhale. Then look at the center and inhale. Then exhale. Whole out of your. Okay. 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 So this is an exercise. After you practice the first step, you do these three practices. Okay. And this is the now you can see the first step. No. Now what you have to do is you have to keep on the first step, okay, practice, first step practice, and up till the practice you can do this first step of the practice in your home whenever you're free, but at least that you try to gain the power of the concentration more. You can meditate more than 3 minutes, okay, on your breath, okay. So when you are focusing on your breath and what I'm saying and the focus with the 3 minute, without the 3 minutes, no, focusing on the 3 minutes without distraction means without counting, okay, not with the counting, without counting. That means without, that is something that without, okay, without counting the breath. Okay, so now in this most important thing is in this meditation, only that you have to build up till the concentration, okay, on your breath. 3 minutes minimum, at least you have to build up the concentration power. Meditate without distraction 1 minute, okay. 1 minute minimum. Minimum 1 minute, okay. Back like this way, okay.
那就像
Then see the which side. Can you just try to feel that the vessel? Can you feel the movements of the vessel and press that, okay.
I just want to know page 4. How many times or how many times about the practice 1, 2, practice 2, and practice
Okay,
3?
it depends on your time. Okay, if you can practice 1, you can spend 5 minutes. Minimum try to spend the 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes. If you have more time, you can go for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Minimum 5 minutes, okay? Yeah, number 1, 5 minutes, okay? Minimum. If you can spend more time, that was very good. First step, what you have to do is get relaxing, okay? Get relaxing means when you have to get relaxed, it means the mentally relaxed and the physically relaxed, two things. Get relaxed means something that get relaxed. It's when you have to get relaxed mentally. When you get relaxed, don't think anything, okay? Physically, when you have to tell your body that now get relaxed. Okay, so that, okay, relax, then concentrate on your breath, few minutes, then do the exercise, okay? Okay, so that's how things have to do, okay? Yeah, focus and try to find the press it, okay? That vessel for the few minutes, press it. Press it for a while, okay? Then when you inhale, then exhale the whole the breath out of your body, okay? Inhale, then exhale the breath, okay?
Here?
The exercise, sorry, the second or third exercise.
What is more important?
That inhale, practice 2 and 3, inhale and exhaling is more important. Especially exhale all the air what you have in your abdomen. Okay, that's the step 1. Okay, at least you have to spend the 5 minutes. So most important in this practice 1, you should gain the power of the concentration, okay? At least 1 minute is a minimum you should get the concentrating on your breath without distraction. 1 minute minimum, and the best is that you can achieve for the 3 minutes, okay? Clear, no? That at least you have to gain that power. Okay, okay. So that's the most important part. Okay.
这是最重要的。
That's the first step. Okay. And the one thing is, I really work so hard on these 5 steps. If I have this 1 month, I have the program in the Taiwan. If I have the only 2 choice, today program and the whole the other program, I will choose this program. This is I spend a lot of my time to get this 5 step of the meditation. Others also initiation, all teaching, I didn't put any effort in there. I know that. This is I have to use and do a lot of research on this 5 step of meditation. If I have a 2 choice, cancel today's program and all of the Taiwan's program, I will cancel all the Taiwan's program. Okay, anyway, so this is this is the step. So because I made the design it up with the very properly, carefully, and I really wanted that design it something very differently. So that's why this is the step, the one thing, 5 steps, and then the who did very well, then we go to the level 2. So in here that what you have to do, you have to like a homework and you have to succeed, need a pass grade. Okay. So, okay, now in the first step, you know that what to do. Now the first step, you have to you have to succeed at least the concentration power, at least the 1 minute. 1 minute. If you reach the 3 minute, I will give you the A plus. 2 minutes, A, okay? 3 minutes, B, just B, okay? Yeah, B. Now the second importance about this exercise is sometimes that we are having physically that we are having something that energies, negative energies. So that's why this exercise will help us to get rid of your negative energies. I want to give you the one example. Can you make it very blank? White, only white cover, white, make it.
就是白色的，就是不要这个杯子，不要背景杯。
No, just can you turn it off and can you make a white background? Okay. Now this is just like I want to show you the one thing. Okay. I need a 2 volunteer. 2 volunteer I need.
Come here.
Yeah.
那2个志愿者，师傅。So you focus here. Focus here, right?
Yeah, little bit, yeah, just like this.
大家就是把你眼睛的专注力放在这个地方，上面一点，这里仁波切指的这个地方，把你们的眼睛。
Just focus in there, and the side of the eye. Can you see the one of the whitish ray surrounding by her? Can you see it? Can you raise your arm? Who can see that? Okay. Now the second question: when you're seeing that light, how many centimeters from her body? How many inch? Like this or this? 2 inch or 3 inch or 4 inch? Okay, like this size, like this.
像这样子的长度，对不对？
Oh, then means she have a very less positive energy.
那表示她的正面能量很低。还是我们
Okay, right side and the left side. Do you see the difference?
大家有看到差别吗？就 left side, right side.
Right side and left side, yeah.
那左边跟右边的光芒有差吗？
If there any difference of the right and the left side, the ray, she have something wrong in the energy system. Okay, now on the second volunteer.
好，那现在第2个志愿者。
Okay, now you look exactly same, okay? Focus that part, okay?
那大家也一样啊，专注在那个仁波切现在讲到的这个点，就把
This side
眼睛专
and
注
the
在
side of the eye, can you see that white ray? Can you see it? Can you raise your arm? Who can see? Which the ray is bigger, his or the her?
那这
First one or second one? Lady. Oh, then means her is better than him. Her energy, positive energy is better than him. Yeah. In this, what you see? Bright or bigger, or what you see the lights? That white light is a bigger or the brighter? This one, her one. Okay. Can you raise your arm? Who cannot see? Maybe change the position. But the one interesting thing is that while you are not having this brighter, once you meditate this the 3rd steps, I'm sure that your light will be changed, aura will be changed after you practicing the 3rd step.
Who cannot see, right?
No, when your energy, that white light is not that strong and bright, after you practicing the 3rd step, it will be the much more stronger white. Legendary says that the Buddhas, that the aura is around 3 feet. So I think you have only maybe maximum 2 inches. But now don't tell that you want to see my aura. Okay, many of the times people tell me they want to see the mic.
那有人就跟仁波切说，那仁波切我想看一下你的光好吗？
Don't say that. Okay, don't say that.
千万不要这样说。
I know that many people they tell me that when I teach them. No? Now, one interesting thing is about that when you look at that white ray, the aura, sometimes we call the imbalance. The right side might be brighter and the left side might be not that bright, smaller. That we call the imbalance. When the imbalance, that means that there is something wrong in your energy inside your body. Yeah. So that's why in the 5 steps of the meditation, first step is a concentration. Then the third step, I'm just trying to fixing your energy, bringing the more positive energy into your body. Okay. So once you have the more positive in your body, so naturally the more positive will come, and mentally you will feel more calm and peace. Okay. So now we'll go for the second step. Okay. Now, is there anyone who cannot see that energy? I think anyone can see that. No?
Someone cannot see.
But the most important thing is that here that what should you know is that the background should be white. Okay, white background. So more white background, then it will be easier to see the lights. Okay. Now we'll go for the second step. Okay. Second step is a little bit more difficult. Okay. So second step is you have to just focus. Okay, focus on not on the breath. Okay, second step. You can meditate or simply on the chair or wherever you can sit and meditate on that. Yeah. Okay, then only thing is you should not focus on the tip of your nose. It will be more difficult. Okay. So I think here the meditation posture you can read and you can understand it. No. So beginner meditate for only 1-2 minutes, few minutes, and your meditation session. No, as I told him. Now you can see the meditation object. No, meditation object it could be a stone, a piece of wood, or apple, or letter A. Okay. Okay, that you have to focus on that, and you have to focus. Okay. Piece of wood and apple. Okay, that is the So then what you have to do is that you just have to focus on it. Okay. It will be more difficult than focusing on your breath. Okay, A. Okay, letter A or apple or wood. Okay. Okay, so that will be what you have to meditate. Okay. Okay, so this is the second step. Said that when you try to meditate on the apple or any piece of the wood or the whatever, you close your eye and try to visualize and focus. It will be a little bit more difficult, but at least if you do it 2 or 3 times a daily, few minutes, I'm sure either within a month you will focus much better. Now what we'll do is we'll have the break. Okay, 7-minute break, and within the break what you have to do, if you have to go to restroom, you can go. If you don't want, you can practice the step 1 and the step 2. Okay, it doesn't mean that you have to go out. Okay, you can stay in the practice the first step and the second step, 2 things. Okay. Because one thing you should know, the first on the step 1 is a very important to cleansing your whole energy. Okay, negative energy. Okay. Thank you. Julie. Okay, now the first and that is the second step. Now we finished the first and second step. But the importance of the second step is that it is helping us to how you can focus better on the other things. Focus better on the other hand is one very important thing. You should know the one thing here. Right now in our mind, the biggest problem is right now in our mind is that we cannot focus. That is the biggest problem. That is the one thing, because our mind is really very lot of disturbed, so that's why. And the second thing problem, the addictive. I think that 90% of all of you get addicted. Whether you get addicted with the alcohol, addicted with the cigarette, maybe you all might be not get addicted with the cigarette and the alcohol, but I'm 100% sure that you all get addicted with the internet. So they are saying that now the research came and it's saying that the addiction of the internet is a more serious than the addicting to the cocaine. So we all get addicted. When you all get addicted, even if you can live with the 5-10 minutes without the internet, I think quite difficult, no? You might think that what message you got in the line, but in the deep down you are not knowing that it's really hurting you a lot. mentally hurting you a lot. It's like all the addiction is not a good. It's like a, yeah. So that's why my second step is to overcome you the addiction. They has done the very interesting one research about the addiction. They did the research on the mice. And mice and what they give the two choice for the mice. One for the water with the cocaine, content the cocaine, and one is a regular water. So when they drink the cocaine water, what happens is when they drink the cocaine waters and later on when they get addicted with the cocaine water, they will never drink the regular water. Even these mice lives a very short life, but they always take that cocaine water which contain with the cocaine. This is quite old research. After that they came the one new research is called the red park research. Red park means that they created the one really park like a heaven for the rat. Like a cheese, games what they can play, and a lot of the other mice. So in there also they keep the two types of the water, regular water and the cocaine water. In that park, even you put the rat which is addicted with the water with content the cocaine, even when you put that in these mice, now they start to stop the drinking the water which contain with the cocaine. They start to drink the regular water. So this shows that the one very interesting research shows that the how the mouse stop to drinking that even they get addicted with the water content the cocaine, how they stopped. Now comes to the bottom line, why you get addicted with the internet. Reason is a very simple that you feel like a joyful, no? But actually not because of the you're feeling joyful you get addicted. It's not that reason. Because you don't have any alternative things to do. You don't have things to do at that moment. So that's why you think like, oh, you are 3 or 4 minutes free. So then you will try to see use the mobile or internet. So that's the 3 minutes. Now if you're that 3 minutes, what you're having using toward the watch that unnecessarily using the internet, you can meditate the second step. At 3 minutes, you just focus on the mobile. Close your eyes and focus on the mobile mentally. Because the addictive is really, every addictive, whatever you get addicted with the alcohol, addict with the internet, or addict with the excess using in the mobile, these are very unhealthy things. Average in every 1 week, how many minutes you are just wasting to using all these stuffs that what you don't have to in the internet. Now if you look at this problem, if you go to the school and the colleges, that is one of the big problem. Now you can see every many schools and kids, they are wasting like this time. Very strange that what I learned one thing, that I think that's maybe one small kid. I think he's a 4 years or 5 years old kid. Then I just kept it, he just want to use the mobile. I kept my mobile. My mobile is not a smart mobile, this is a smartphone. So, but the kid don't knows that the phone, it's a keypad have to press. It don't comes on the screen. So he was trying to press on the screen. It's nothing is happening. So, but the thing is that he was pressing so hard in the mobile. Then it's really, I felt like he will break my mobile. So the thing is that my thing is that what I'm trying to say that even the small kids now they get addicted with all this internet, mobiles and iPad. But you are weak. But in this second step, when you practice, at least you can try to teach the kids to meditate for 1 minute, 2 minutes, just focusing on or things like apples or fruit or whatever. So now you can go for. Now we will do that. Okay. Now we will go for the second step of meditation. Okay. Second, the paragraph. Okay.
Second, right?
Yeah, second, can you see the word? Be firm in your contemplation. Always use the one visualization. With many visualization, your mind will be excited by delusion. Okay, this is what I'm saying is this is the one thing that try to focus on the one object. When you're trying to focus on the one object, it's the most important thing is the whatever object. So best thing is that you can try with the one thing like a statue, Buddha statue. But the one interesting thing is what you can do is every 1 hour try to meditate 1 minute. Just like even in the walking in the office, when you are walking in the office in the 1 hour, just try to meditate 1 minute. You will see the big difference. Inhale or exhale the breath, then get relaxed. Try to focus on your breath or statue. Start your day with these 1 or 2 steps of the meditation. Okay, first step or second step of the meditation. Okay, you do it for the 2 weeks. Okay. Then okay, now we'll go for third step. Okay, cleansing the energy. Okay, then the cleansing the energy, you already observed the energy, isn't it, before? Yeah. Now we will do one other thing, okay, like a game. Okay, we'll do one small game. Okay, what you have to do is to press your center of your palm 3 times. Okay, 3 times. Then try to bring your 2 palm close by. Don't touch. Okay. Then bring back and then bring back. Then again try to bring your 2 palms close by. And while you're doing it, try to feel something between your 2 palms. Can you feel like a pulling and a pushing back sensation? Okay, warm flow, cold flow, or pushing and pulling back sensation. Can you feel it? So normally, one thing you should know, the one thing about the energy. In our body, we carry the sometimes positive and sometimes we carry the negative energy. Positive and negative energy both we carry, and when we bring the more positive in our body, when we can bring the more positive in our body, then we will feel like a more relaxed and more, the peace. When we're having the more negative energy in our body, you will feel like a little bit of the uncomfortable or uneasiness without any proper reason. Okay, now how we can clean up our energy? Now before you check with the 2 person, the energy. Now I need 1 volunteer. Okay, now we will see. Okay, after the meditation, what the change is. Okay, before and after. Okay, just maybe 6 inch. Here's 6 inch. This is how many inches in here? 6 inches on the top of her. Now can you focus that on the side of the eye? Can you see the whitish ray? Can you see it?
看得到吗？
看得到吗? Okay, can you raise your arm? Who can see? Okay, very good, very good. You can see, no? Okay, how many inches? Okay, how bright is it? Looks. Now, who can see it? Just remember the very properly. Okay, that the size and the brightness. Okay. Okay. Now the thing is that the aura is the how far from his body, how many centimeters away from his body, how many centimeters or how many inches. And also remember that how far from his body and the size of the aura and the brightness. Okay, who cannot see, maybe you have to change the position, location and position. Now you can go back. Okay, now we will meditate, then again see, okay, what the changes comes in his aura. Okay. Now you should remember the very properly, okay, his size of the aura and the brightness. Now here the third step, when you are cleansing the energy, your hand should be like this. Okay, sit like this. Okay, then put your hand on your lap, then press your right nostril, then inhale the breath. When you are inhaling the breath, think that as you can see here as guide, no? When you think that the white light with the positive energy coming into your body, okay? And then you press the left nostril, then exhale. When you are exhaling, think that all the negative energy coming out from your body. Then inhale from the both nostril, okay? Then when you inhale from both nostrils, think that every time when you inhale, think that the white lights with the positive energy entering in your body. Whenever you exhale the breath, you think that the negative energy form of the black smokes or the black light goes out of your body. Okay, so that called every section have 3 steps. Okay, 3 steps, and you have to do that one section in the 3 times. Okay. Okay, inhale or exhale. Okay, so inhale from the both nostril, exhale from the both nostril. Okay. The one section, a 3 step, you have to do the 3 times. Okay. Most important thing is to visualize the white lights coming in and the black lights going out of the body. Okay.
按住右鼻孔吸气，按住左鼻孔呼气，2个鼻孔同时吸气，再同时呼气。
clear, no, what you're doing.
清楚吗？
Just think the rays coming from the outside with the white ray. When you exhale the breath, just think that the rays going out from your body. Yeah, inside in the body and outside from our body.
Like from the nose or from everywhere?
I see. When you're in the every nose.
From nose.
Nostril, yeah. Clear, no?
清楚吗？
Okay. Okay, then you meditate, okay? Okay. So now we'll see again, so once again the his aura, okay? But one thing is that he should practice very properly. Okay. Can you see any difference? Yeah, can you raise your arm? Who see the difference?
看得到不同的，请举手。
What the difference you see now?
看得到什么差异？
Okay, that some people feel the wider, isn't it? Okay, thank you. I think she practiced quite well.
就是说你看做得很好，表示你看禅修练习成功。
So the energy, that is something very flexible. And also, when you see the Buddha's picture, you can see the Buddha have a lot of the ray. So they're saying that the Buddha have a very strong auras, not positive energy Buddha. So this is something, the meditation, the third step is, it helps you to clean all the negative energy and to bring the more positive energy in your body. Sometimes when you feel very low, sometimes you feel like very exhausted. So you can try this third step of meditation. Yeah, very simple, and you can do anytime when you feel that your energy is a little low. Also, you can do one thing after the practice, then you can observe and see again the energy between your two hands. You will feel a little bit more stronger. Okay, can you just check? Can you see any difference? Because the one thing is our body, the energy level is very flexible. It goes up and down all the time. But all the time low is not good. So that's why you have to bring sometimes the energy, positive energy level is more higher. Okay, so this third step is cleansing the energy. More you can clean the negative energy and bring the more positive energy in your body. Okay, then okay. Now do you have any questions?
大家有问题吗？
Okay.
So because we cannot see our aura, so how can we tell?
Yeah. You just ask someone to check your energy. Or maybe once you, or the second thing is that when you practice, this is right now what you are studying is the first step, okay? This is something, all this is the first step. Second step, we are going to learn that how you can transfer your positive energy to the others. Not only to the humans, you can transfer to the animals, plants. Okay, now the other questions. Yeah.
那有其他问题吗？
So when we take these three actions for the inhale itself, how many minutes, how much the time we have to do for each?
Oh, that there is no time I can tell. It depends up to you. Because if I tell the 2 minutes, then you try to do everything to finish in the 2 minutes. So if it takes 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, very fine. Okay. Most important thing is that you have to finish these 3 steps in the one section, no? 3 steps, inhale, exhale, then the both nostril, inhale and exhale. Okay, and other questions? Yeah. When you can find the very strong and the emotion, the first step, you do the first step, okay? And the fourth step, that I will take afternoon, okay? Fourth step is more to controlling the emotions. Fourth step and the fifth step is more controlling the emotion. Yeah, fourth and fifth is, yeah. Okay, the third step is more like energy balancing. Okay, you cannot see the aura of the volunteer. Maybe it's fine, maybe you didn't know the right position, and also talk with the person who see, okay? It is not that difficult. Okay, thank you. Now we'll have the break, okay? 12 to 2, okay? Now we'll come to the fourth step. Now the fourth step, as you can see, this is more, it's about how we can controlling our emotions. So first thing is, in this step, first you have to search the self. So look at the self and we try to find the self. Where does the self exist? So as you can read the pages, so this page you can get at some idea of the whole this point. So in this main point is one thing, important thing is what you have to do is not only for the searching the self. So whenever you feel very stressful, just search that where does that anxiety or unhappiness is. So when you feel angry, just look at where does that anger is. So whatever you feel like a different emotion, just have to look at that emotions and try to search that where does that exist. So when you go on to search that emotion, then you will find that when you go on searching that your emotion, then you will feel that you cannot find these emotions. So once you cannot find that, then you are success. Because once you cannot find it, then you will lose all the emotion, the feeling of this emotion. When you feel unhappy, search that where does that unhappiness is. When you feel and worry, just search the where does that worry is. Because in our life we can see that a lot of the people, they get a lot of the worries comes in the people's mind. Because the worry comes because we'll think too much about the future. We'll feel this may happen, that may happen, a lot of things. So that's why we have to, what we have to do, so we have to search where does that worry. So this is like a searching. So when you have the time for this, searching for the self, searching for the unhappiness, searching for the anger, searching for the worry. When you feel happy, don't search for happiness. Yeah, because when you search the happiness, again you might lose the happiness. So that's why the only search for the unhappiness and the negative feelings. Okay, so you have it, no? So now I told you, now you know what to do. So in this exercise, now the step, first thing is that you have to learn by the searching by the self. Then you have to learn to search for the unhappiness, then all the anxiety. Normally in the Buddhist term, we call that the emptiness. Also, now the one other thing is we call that in our life, we sometimes our emotions goes very extreme. So we cannot put our emotion in a very proper balance. Because you should know that, as I told you before, that the addictive. So same thing as like that, addicting, the same thing is what things happens in the life is that sometimes when we go, our emotional feeling go very extreme side. Extreme side is what I mean by extreme, one you worry one time. Once you worry the one time and the 2 times, and then you will start to get the more and more worry. Once you get angry 1 time, 2 times, then slowly you will see your anger is the growth of your anger. Everything same, all the negative feelings, anxiety and everything is same. But in my life, one thing I really saw the very interesting thing. One thing is that really the happy or not happy, it's only depends on how you think. If you think you are happy, then you are happy. If you think that you are not happy at all. But it doesn't matter that how the people judge. Because the people judge with others with the happy or not, and how much they earn, how much they have. Yeah, so that is something, yeah. Something that the life. But in the reality, what I found is that it's really the happiness. It only depends on you. It depends on your way of the thinking. So that's why sometimes you have to set your mind that now I'm happy. Try to be happy with what you have. So that is the one thing again you can learn to think that way. Yeah. So that's the thing. So that's why the first step. The first step is more like looking into your emotions, and the emotions and how you can control your emotion. So that's why look at all your negative emotion, what comes in your mind. Okay, look at all. So people feels that it's very difficult to overcome the negative emotion. But when you search this all the negative emotion, what comes in the mind, then it will reduce a lot of the negative emotion which comes in your mind. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to carry all this the practice. Okay, and let me know if you really want to practice that. Then I think it will good that if you have the few people, so if you set up the group and meditate together, the 5 step. Yeah, that is the one important point. Now here, as I mentioned before, important point is that what you have to do is here the emotion control, no? And yeah, so now then you can see here I think that I call the fourth the master the mind. So here why I put the self is the one important thing is that sometimes we are too attached to the self. So you can see the word, no, worldly beings meditate single pointedly, but do not destroy their attitude toward the self, and the pains, the single pointed meditation in such a delusion will return. Yeah, so this is the importance point. Yeah, first important point is mainly it talks about the all that is in the such delusion will return, means it is something like that. It talks about the mainly it talks about the importance of the changes of the attitude towards ourself. Because I always used to say the one thing that we are too attached for ourselves. So too attached for ourselves, for us the first is always the important. First the self is always important. So that's why sometimes when we become too much selfish, when we become the more selfish, so that makes our life is more difficult. Okay, so in this step what we'll do is we will meditate together. Okay, in this step now, in this step what you have to do is very simple. Okay, just try to search for the self or you are any feeling as I guide here, feeling or joy or pain or whatever. Okay, to find exactly where is that feeling, thinking. Yeah. Okay, just look at the feeling and try to search. Okay, that might be sometimes once you look at the feel, if you have not any feeling, first you generate the dislike in your mind. Okay, dislike to someone, then you search that where does that dislike exist. Do you have any person whom you really dislike? If you don't have, I always used to say the one thing. I always used to tell the thing about the election. Yeah, then you will find the person whom you dislike. Now here in this meditation we'll do the very different experiment. What you have to do is think the person whom you really dislike. Whenever the hatred or the dislike, the emotion comes, then search that where is that dislike is. Where is that emotion which the emotion or that hatred. Okay, just search that. Okay. If you practice a few times, I'm sure that when you think of that person, the dislike or the hatred will be reduced. Yeah, am I clear?
清楚吗?
Okay, now this time is a little bit different meditation. First you have to generate the dislike or the hatred. Okay, hatred might be a little bit too strong word, maybe dislike. Okay. Okay, now you can find the person whom you dislike, am I right? Now third people, okay? Then whenever you feel dislike or hatred toward them, then certainly search that where does that hatred, where does the dislike exist, where is that the dislike? This is little bit different meditation, okay? Because normally whenever they teach the meditation, always they go on the very positive side, not to try to deal with the negative side. Today this meditation, first you have to try to develop the negative emotion. Then negative emotion, then try to control that. Whenever you think that that's dislike person, whenever you generate a very strong hatred in this meditation session, shout as come, I don't mind. Because when you shout, there's still one thing you have to do. Search where does that is the hatred is. Where does that the dislike is. Have you heard that now still they call the laughing therapy? Now even I heard that as they should have to get some teacher who teach them how to laugh. Now the humans forget how to laugh. But the one thing very interesting, there is 2,500 years back when the Buddha's life story. Some in the story starts from the people used to ask the Buddha that you laugh. What the reason what you are laughing? Sometimes even there's some conversation, even when they don't talk, when they keep in the silence, the state of the silence, even the Buddha laugh. So then Buddha will tell some stories and he will tell that that's the reason why he laughed. But the reason why he laughed, we could not laugh at that reason at all. Because when I was kid and we read to that sutras and the Buddhas, the people used to ask the Buddhas that time that why he laughs, and he tell the reason, and he would tell some stories of his past life and that reason he laughed. But that is not, for us, that is not a fun at all. That's not a funny at all. But Buddha laughed at that point. Because we become too serious. Because why I'm saying that this become too serious is I was very young age. I was age of 5. I was admitted in the monastery. And very serious environment. All the senior monks, and they never laugh. No? And always serious. Everything they talk is suffering. I think you have heard all the Buddhism teaching. They always first thing talk of the suffering. So they are serious, talk always suffering, and I was kid of age of 5. It doesn't suit me, but me pang fa. So yeah, one thing is my parents put me in the monastery. And I was too young to run away from the monastery. I was age of 5. So this is the condition, the condition, how the environment they made me like that. So that's why in my monastery, right now there is around 70 kids monks. And the teachers around 90. So I'm always tell that now I want to make one of the football team of my monastery in Nepal. They are playing the games, yeah, they're enjoying the games, yeah, all the things they're doing, yeah. So that's why I remember in the monastery prayer, even I play a little bit, all the senior monks, they will say, oh, not allowed, you cannot play, no? So that's why when I was kid, even I'm in the prayer station, my mind's having some sort of the fantasy, just going around and there, and I cannot focus on the prayer at all. So yeah, so this is a thing that's serious. So that's why even in the, that in the prayer session, the laugh, something laugh and talk is not very allowed it. That really, I really accept that. But even after, it's also we have to be very serious. One thing I find it out that like this serious cannot bring the happiness in the people's life, joy in the people's life. Just do the experiment, just when you go back to the home, be serious, what happens? So things, okay. So that's why here the step is what I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying that. So that's why. So that's why these are all the negative emotion. What I'm practice is, so what I'm saying is that these negative emotion practice and what these things is to bring the more, the methods or to help you to overcome all the negative emotion what comes into your mind. But one thing, in the monastery, I got a really great master. Whenever I make the mistake and the question he always laugh. Make the mistake or the wrong statement, whatever, he always laugh and laugh. Really, yeah. Really, that is the one thing. Really, so that laugh. Sometimes I ask some serious questions. Sometimes he just laugh. But I feel that his laugh, way of his laugh. It's a big answer in my life. Because I think that you will not understand that how will be the one small kid, like a 5 or 6 year old kid, to be in the monastery, the very serious thing when they talk. When I was a kid, I asked the one senior monk, how long it will take to become a Buddha. He told me the 1,000,000 years. 2 things, either whether you have to listen to suffering or whether you have to wait to practice 1,000,000 years, 2 choices. So then I become a very different. So I thought that is not going to work at all in the life. Yeah, so that's but the one thing is, since the kid, my thought is a very rebellious, and I always think that the one is not going to work. I cannot do it at all. So yeah, but my master is very supportive to my decision here. But the one thing that I could not follow, that even in the Buddhist practice, they say, oh, you do it, it will be right. You will get a reward in the next life, future life. That idea didn't help me. That idea didn't suit me at all. Okay, so now we will do that. Okay, now the meditation, generate the dislike, okay? Or maybe if you have some trauma, you can look back at that trauma, okay? But the thing is, I think the gap is generation gap, or what I feel. Now many of the youngsters, they will used to have the trauma when they have something, the bad thing happens in their life. No, when you're a kid, maybe your parents might beat or your friend beat or whoever. Okay, whatever. Then you might carry some trauma. No, but in the monastery, when I was very naughty, I got many times beat by master. But at this time, we don't have any trauma like that. We call it. I remember that my father told my master that even I was age of 18 or 19, even my father told my master, if I don't listen properly, please hit me. Okay, so my point is that, okay, because right now this practice, I'm not only the negative emotion, I want to take you out of the trauma, okay, not the trauma, okay, because actually the trauma now, that especially for the young generation, the trauma seems, to become a little bit like a problem for them. Okay, now you meditate, okay, generate the dislike, or generate the hatred, or maybe look back into your trauma, what you're having, then try to search, okay, where does that exist, okay? Okay. So now here the one thing I want to make sure that whenever you generate the dislike or hatred to someone, then immediately look back into that feeling or that thought, okay? Any questions regarding that?
有问题吗？
How long is the searching time?
This time is the best thing is that if you can spend around maybe 10 minutes, okay, if you have a time, okay. Also the searching the self, no? So when you have free time and just search the self, all the negative emotions. Because the one thing is what happening in our life is that we always look so many things outside. We don't try to look inside. So this is the something practice to teach us how you can look inside. More to learn how you look the inside into yourself. Yeah.
就是 when we try to search, what is the end for us to search? Is any point?
Okay, two things. Okay.
这有两个方面。
One point, there is no end, because that's what we call the emptiness. So when you go and search and search and search and search, finally you will find nothing. When you find nothing, in the reality you will find everything. Whenever you try to find something, whenever you try to find something, and if you find something, then you will never end for the search. Then you will search for another. Then you will go and search for another. Then you will go search for another. So this is the something, the life how we circle to the circle. Like a very simple example I want to ask you. Yeah. When you carry the bag in the right hand, and once you get right hand get tight, what will you do? Left hand. Yeah. When you are carrying something with the right hand, and when you get tight, what will you do? Put down. Okay. Put down, or you will change it for left hand, isn't it? This is the we are doing exactly same in every time. That is our solution to the problem. When you get tired with the one mobile, try to change another mobile. When you get tired with the one car, you will change another car. No, then we go very extreme. So when you get tired with the one man, you will change the man. When you're tired with one woman, you will change the woman. That's what we have. That is the one reality we are doing. That is the solution. What we are applying is that that is something the solution. Not we can find a better solution. So that's why sometimes you have to look the solution not from the outside, inside. Problem might be from the outside. Solution you can find something from the inside. So that's why here the practice. What I'm suggesting, the fourth step is mainly trying to balance your emotion correctly. Yeah. So that's why. So what you have to do is look at the emotions and the negative thoughts whenever it comes, and you try to search that where does that exist. Then that will help you to reduce all these emotions and the negative thoughts. Yeah, and try for 1 month. If it didn't help, I will suggest you one thing: throw that booklet into the dustbin. That's okay. So okay, so then at least you try for the 1 month. Yeah, if it helps, then it's a very okay. So that's the thing. Okay, if it helps, then it's a very good. No, so at least you can try for 1 month. Okay, what suggest these all practices. Okay, okay, this is a fourth step. Okay, clear. No, any question about the fourth step?
So for 1 month, it means every day have to do one time.
Yeah. But don't expect too much, okay? Just doing the 1 month, don't think that you will become like a Buddha, okay? Because sometimes the expectations will be too high, people's. Because the expectations come too high because of you also have to carry on to your practice, okay, very properly. Because I know the biggest problem with the human's mind. Sometimes the 1 or 2 days you will get very motivated. After a few days later, you will lose that motivation and you will not practice, and you will be busy with some other things. And some feels that they don't have the time, they are very busy. I always used to say them who feel they're very busy. I always, how many hours do you watch television for the week? How many hours you spend on the internet? Then reduce watching the television and reduce the using the internet. So that's why a very good thing is that I never use the smartphone. So people really have to talk with me, they have to call me. That then if they could not just send me some unnecessary message. No, how are you? Where are you? What you are doing? So that message is when I trouble. I cannot get all this message. Yeah. So why I'm saying this is sometimes when you're using a lot of the internet. So sometimes you will get if you look at your line or whatever apps, I can assure you 60% of the message what you are using they're totally useless. There's no use at all. But 60% of the message totally useless, but still you will reply. You will read all these messages. So you are wasting quite a lot of numbers of the time. You might feel that you are enjoying it, but you are not knowing that you are losing something more than what you are enjoying. There is a saying, who have the money have no time. Who have a time have no money. So I always say the joke that I'm the monk who have no money and no time. No time and no money. Okay, so things is that the one interesting thing at the time and the money, you should know the one thing. Because losing the money and losing the time. Losing the time is the more worse than losing the money. Very simple way. Money can make money. But time cannot make a time. So that's why when you're using, so that's why what I'm saying is that the practicing, okay, who you feel that you don't have the time, at least that you can reduce the watching the television and using the internet. Still, if you feel you have no time, then wake up 10 minutes earlier than the regular time when you wake up. Yeah. Then you will get 10 minutes to practice. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that the second thing is that once you not get motivated, do you feel like that for 2 or 3 days you get motivated, and a few days later you will not get motivated to practice. So that's maybe what we call the Buddha called the Sangha community. So you can make the friends group circle that you meditate together once in the week. Yeah. Yeah, if you're interested like that yourself to creating the small groups and the meditate or practice together, these 5 steps or like that, then I will guide you, okay? If you're interested, if you can form the group, okay? So this is the 5 step the meditation. Now I'm not only the introducer, I'm creating the small groups who can meditate together, then I can guide them, no? That how to, yeah. Because when you have the small groups together, then you will get more motivated to do the practices. Otherwise, when you are alone, you get motivated for the few days, then you will come back, again lose that motivation to practice. Okay, now we'll go for the 5th step. Now I'll leave for 7 to 8 minutes the rest, okay? Okay, then that you have that A3 size paper.
Yes, they are for her.
You have another paper, A3.
You mean that the questionnaire?
Yeah. Okay, can you show me the questionnaire paper? Great. Okay, great. 我看得到，看得到，但是看不懂。Okay. Then about this I will talk later. Okay, we'll have the break. Okay, you can.
那关于填写这个问卷的摩羯座重的讲授。
Okay. Before that, maybe what you can do is that. I think you got the one questionnaire papers, no? So it's a very simple. What you can do is that you can make the more photocopies. Each time when you fill up that, and you can take the picture of it and send it to us. If any questions or like that, okay? Any need for the support for your practice, okay? And also if you can create the group like a 3 to 4 people, like a small group. And if you can create it, then I can guide you how to do the further practice online. So that's the 2 things, okay? But the one thing, who create the groups really, the regularly, at least you have to keep for the 1 year for the practice, okay, minimum. And once in the week you could meet and practice for up till 1 year, okay? The commitment should be there. So once in the week, and keep for the continuation at least 1 year, okay? That's mean the group meditation, okay, gathering together. Okay, if you have a more question regarding about that, you can write, okay, write us, okay. Okay, so that I want to create the group where you can all together can practice, and also not very clear. So if you have the group and not very clear, then I can give you the guidance, okay, give the guidance how you can practice. Okay, now the 5th step, okay, guard the mind. Okay, that is a very simple. observe the what you are doing. Can you see that after the observe the what you are doing, both physical and mentally? That is something you have to live in the present. When you drink the water, just observe that physically what you are doing it. When you are writing the letter, just observe and just aware that what you are doing. Sometimes we don't live in the present. Sometimes we don't live in the present, and we sometimes think too much. So that's why we cannot live in the present. Even when you are eating the food, you cannot focus on the taste of the food. You are thinking something, talking something else. So when you are eating the food, how many minutes you can focus on the taste of the food? I don't think. You just eat and think something and talk something. That is the problem. That is the one problem is that, so that's why we think too much. More you think, more you make stressed. Makes your life more stressful. Okay, so this is something like, okay, fifth step is just observe that what you are doing physically. Okay, when you walk, just observe that the present, the moments, what you are doing. That what you have to do. Then, plus what you have to look at the mentally what you are thinking. Mentally look at the whatever thoughts comes in your mind. Just example. Today, since the morning up till now, how many negative thoughts comes in your mind, and how many positive thoughts? You have any idea? You don't have the idea because you don't observe what your thoughts. So you should observe that how many thoughts comes in your mind, what kind of the thoughts coming in your mind. You should observe it. More positive thoughts comes, then you are very good. More negative thoughts comes, that means you really have to change. So now here I said very clearly, observe what you are doing physically and mentally. When you identify there is a negative feeling, direct your focus on the breath. Now you have to observe. First thing is observe the physically, aware that what you are doing physically. When you are eating the food, just try to focus on the taste of the food. When you are drinking the water, try to focus on the water cup and all the moments what you are doing. Now when you observe what your thoughts and the mental thoughts, no? Just look at what kind of thoughts comes in your mind. When you see a lot of negative thoughts comes in your mind, just focus on your breath. Okay, this is now the fifth step. Okay. Now that one other thing is that generally in our mind, a lot of the disturbing thoughts comes in our mind. Disturbing thoughts comes in our mind because of the two reasons. Number one is gossip. Gossip is something like that. All the things what you heard, maybe some percent, 20 or 30% is things that really it's not that, but someone has added and goes. So that is the gossip is the one thing that brings a lot of the disturbance in your mental state. But the gossip, more than the 50% of what your gossip is always the useless things and the nonsense things. Can I ask you one question? When you talk about the gossip, when they talk about a bad thing or negative things about your neighbor, do you enjoy? Many times the gossip you enjoy, but talking something bad thing about others. Person who talk the bad thing about others, that is the person who is trying to find the release that the unhappiness of their tense. So this is the one thing it's happening. So that's why the gossip is a number one, to bring a lot of disturbance thoughts in your mind. Then the number two, the medias. The social medias, Facebooks are all like this, no? Then a lot of the friends your post or that posting on the Facebook, so yeah, they always try to put something really they're having the very good things. They will never post that as something what they're having the suffering, no? One time in the Mongolia, I was coming from the one small mountain, coming down. Suddenly, the storm came, very strong wind and a very strong rain. Then really, when I move forward, wind is so strong, sometimes few seconds it's also difficult to breathe. No, very strong winds are coming. And also the very strong rain start. Mountain is not that big, but coming down is quite difficult, very rocky mountain. If I walk a little bit fast, if I fall down, it will break my arm or feet here. So then suddenly I thought one time, and I told the student, there are few, they are there, we are there. I told them, okay, take the picture. Such a storm in the wind, take the picture, and I told them, okay, post it and tell that now how we suffer here. So no one will post that in the posting in the social media, how they suffer. They only post as something they're really having the good things, what good food they eat, what good place they visit. So that will bring you a lot of, again, the disturbance thoughts in your mind, great. But the one thing you should know very clearly, what you see in the picture, it won't be like that in the reality. In the reality, it might be much worse than that in the picture.
在现实当中，
I heard the one story. How far true that I don't know. That's quite long back. It's about that in the India system, when they get married, and before India system, very traditional marriage, they bring the photo of the girls and the boy, and then family will look at the picture and they will choose. Then the one time in the very remote village, they are getting the married, and their son is getting married, and they got the picture and they choose the one girl, looking by the picture. But in the reality, girl was not like that at all. They do the Photoshop, but the village one didn't know that. So same thing, what you are saying, all the social media and the posting, all the things. In the picture, it might look much better than the reality, no? In the reality, it won't be like that. But still, your mind will see something very different. So that is the second thing, how we get a very disturbance in our mind. Okay, so that's now how you come, versus the gossip. Then the social media, that will, lots of it disturbs in your mental state. Okay, so that's why if you really want to have something really different experience in the life, you should have to really control the gossip, listening to the gossip and the social usage of the social media. So there is one prayer in the Tibetan. Whole my life, may I spend the life with the Master. Then also practicing the Dharma all the time. With this, I can gain the realization, and may I reach the Buddhahood soon. This is very famous prayer. Now someone have a twist that prayer, exactly that twist that prayer. It is like, may I use the mobile whole the life, and life after? May I not get separated from the internet? No, may I not get separate from the internet? Practicing the internet all the time. And said the last thing in the prayer, it said that may I reach the Buddhahood soon. And that last prayer, it said that may I reach the state of the ignorance soon. So same thing, right now that we are doing exactly the same. That is what we are living in that such a time, like we are spending like that way. Yeah? Okay. The second thing is that in the day-to-day life, everything that we try to find the solution in the Google. One side, the really Google make us so easy to get the answer. So one side, the Google make us so stupid. Because there's so many answers sometimes you should get from the inside. That Google make us not to find some answer from the inside. If you look at all the people who are very successful become very successful great leaders, what they makes them so successful in the life. English we call the consign, inside the voice to do. That I will do it, inside the word, push you to do. What you can call the determination, no? But determination comes only when you look inside. So when the Buddhas left the palace, he had a very strong determination to find the answer. He was thinking why the people have to seek, why the people have to suffer, why they have to die. He could not get that answer and the search inside, so that left him to leave the palace. That lead to the Buddhahood. That he could not get the answer. When he was thinking again and again and then that's the reason that he left the palace. He could not get the answer. So if that time there is a Google, Buddha must use the Google and he will never leave the palace and he will never achieve the Buddhahood. Yeah, questions. Some questions are very important to ask yourself. India, there is one great leader. He was come from the untouchable caste. Also the one question that since the kid he having and to finding that answer, he became the great revolutionary leader. Gandhi, also when he was kid, he saw the one drama. That drama is an act by the people, and there was one king in the Hindu mythology, very kind king. So when he watched that he said that the whole night one question comes in his mind, could not sleep. Why can't all the human being becomes like that kind king? So like this question, sometimes it really look and they will bring the very, very strong insight, the potential to come out. Now, right now, what happens when any questions come, search in the Google. At these times, at the Gandhi's time, if there's a Google, definitely he will ask in the Google and the Google will give the thousands answer, something related, something unrelated. I just want to give the one example. Recently, example. You know Uber, no? India, same thing. There's one app called the Ola, like Uber. Ola really so strong app that Uber cannot enter the Indian market. The Ola founder is a very interesting story. The Ola founder, one time that he was riding the taxi and some of the argument happened with the taxi, and he was kicked out from the taxi in the middle of the night in somewhere. Then he come the question, why they do like that? Why? How can I solve this all the problem? That question with the middle of the night, he said that he was walking and walking because there is no other taxi and thinking that question. Then he started that Ola, app. They are saying that in this app is controlling such a taxi. If we put the line, it can take the one circle of the whole the India country.
For the night, really.
If they all have such a under this taxi, if they put it from the India to the top to the bottom, they can keep the line. If that night, if he use the Google, I'm sure that time there is a Google. If he use the Google and not ask the question by himself, definitely he cannot set up the Ola app. This. So same thing like this. Sometimes the questions you should be asked yourself. Why can't I change better person? Sometimes you close your eyes and ask yourself few times. You know all the methods and way how you can become the better person. Because the only lack is you are not get motivated strongly. You are not get motivated to do. Yeah, so that's the only thing. Yeah, so that's why now the fifth step, no? So fifth step is just like the observe. Sometimes you have to look and ask yourself the question. Look inside. So inside, look at the inside and try to see inside. Everything's from the inside, not try to search something from outside. One thing you should know, the one thing, if the human's mind, when we decide that is something very determinate, we can do everything. What? Yeah. October, I have to give like one small exam. So they told me I have the two choice, difficult one and an easier one. So I told I will choose the difficult one. Because I believe that when you do something difficult one, always the result you will get the better. So even when you have to practice the 5 steps, you have to little bit you have to put the effort. More you little put the effort, your result you will get better. Okay, so I will stop here. Thank you. So when you really want to get back and meditate or something like that, and just you can fill up the form, and when you need any of the guidance or like that, send it to us. And if you set up the small groups and if you need a guidance for the group, then we will be happy to assist that. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, if you have any question, then I'll leave for the questions.
那现在是 Q&A 时间。
So for these 5 steps, we always have to follow from 1 to 5, or we can choose separately.
That do one thing. Every day you practice, I think that you can choose that 1 to the 5. Okay, but it do not have to be that sequence you can change. You can do the morning, the 4th and 5th, and the afternoon, 1st and 2nd. You can do it, but better if you do it by what I exactly as I put the sequence.
如可的话，是不是大家也要都从第一步骤做到第五步骤，还是每个人各自选择
So just for group practice, we have to follow the sequence altogether. Is that right?
Okay, just follow the sequence. Okay.
Or we can do separately.
What?
Like when we get together.
Okay, do it sequence first, 2 seconds. Just 1 section. Yeah.
Back to step 4. Could you please describe how to search self and like emotional hatcheries and desires? It's not clear.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell your question in the Chinese? You translate.
就是回到第4个步骤，就是要怎么找我，然后还有那个讨厌或是欲望。
Okay. So this step, when you start it might be a little bit difficult, okay? Because it is just like learning how to ride the bicycle. What you have to ride the bicycle, first you have to try. Then again you have to ride and fall down, no? So this is exactly the same thing like that. So first you try to search where does that or where does the emotion is. So when you practice and then then whatever the difficulty finds after 1 week later, then I will tell you, okay? You can, yeah. Because then you will gain some experience. That through the one experience, then you will reach to another experience. Only thing is, the first thing is you try to just meditate. Try to meditate and try to search. Only thing is first you start up for 1 week, okay? Then when you do it 1 time, 2 times, then it will get easier and easier. Okay, any other questions?
You mentioned that some people might have a depression or like a mania, so they have some hurt in their mind. So when they try to search the hatred, the more they search, the more hatred in they become. Then what to do?
That is a wrong way of the searching, okay? Okay, you are getting the angry hatred toward the Mr. A, okay? First meditation, just think the Mr. A. Then your hatred will come. When the hatred comes, forget the Mr. A, okay? Just look at that hatred, okay? What you are doing is that this moment, when you think the Mr. A, when the hatred comes, again you are searching the Mr. A and A, okay? So good thing is that you meditate that. So that really comes when you go, yeah. But the good thing is that when you ask the question while meditating. This is a very tricky point. Whenever you think of the Mr. A, when you get the hatred, then again you cannot stop the thinking the Mr. A. Thinking more and more about the Mr. A, what he did the wrong things. Suddenly it will come. That is a normal way. So you cannot control the stop it. This meditation, when you think of the Mr. A, when you get hatred, forget the Mr. A, okay? Now look at the hatred. Where does that exist? In the human's life, most difficult thing is that the forgetting the something is very difficult. So that's why people drink the alcohol, cocaine, to forget something. Yeah. So that's why I always say the one thing. So I'm not so sure whether you heard or not. When I was kid, age of 3 or 4, my mother used to tell me, I remember the past life. So people used to ask me that why the old people cannot remember the past life. So I used to tell them that's very blessing when you cannot remember the past life. Sometimes you might have a lot of the suffering, lot of the trauma might have in the past life. If you remember all this thing, it's very difficult. So people sometimes people drink the alcohol to forget the things. When you cannot remember past life, that's a blessing. Who knows that if you remember the old past life, you might have a very suffering. Things of the old or what the bad thing happens in your past life. Yeah. So that's why, okay, meditating. Mr. A get angry, forget that. Whenever generate the anger, forget the Mr. A, focus on the hatred. Okay, where does that exist? Look at that, okay?
If I found Mr. A's problem is arrogant, I just for example, and I found the problem is arrogant. What is the next step?
If you found Mr. A is arrogant.
Arrogant, yeah.
Okay.
That's the next step. I found the question. I found the problem. It's so arrogant.
Okay.
So if we find out the reason I hate Mr. A is because he is too arrogant.
No, yeah.
What can we do?
Okay, one thing.
这边的家庭的一件事。
I hope Mr. A is not your husband, okay? Your husband is not your
不是你老公。
Okay, arrogant, okay?
那现在我们讲到自大嘛。
Okay, arrogant is something like that. You have to look at everyone have an ego. So ego and everyone feels that what they are right, and yeah, they are right. They do everything right. Yeah. So one time I asked my mother, because my mother quite often he criticize my father's the works and everything what he do. So I asked mother what good quality, positive quality you see in my father. He said nothing. Yeah. So the ego, everyone have the ego. So when you are saying the arrogant, two things when you learn about this thing, okay? So two things. One is the most important thing is when it's arrogant. First thing is you should accept that, okay? But this does not mean that Mr. A is arrogant. Whether Mr. A is what relation with you, that's one second thing. If Mr. A is not related to you, even the Mr. A is arrogant, that's not your problem. You don't have to worry at all. If the Mr. A is your family, then what use of the getting angry with the being the arrogant? Your anger does not change that Mr. A at all. Okay, second thing. Why the Mr. A become, if he is a Mr. A is a family, why the Mr. A become very arrogant? Because of the environment. Maybe you are so stupid, so then the Mr. A think, no, you're very smart. Okay, maybe. Okay, if it is a family, important thing is every arrogance, really important to listen to their view. Sometimes the arrogance, not only they become the arrogant, they become little bit of the frustration comes. Frustration comes to, but no one listens. When I say that listen, you don't have to follow the whatever Mr. A say. Even say something very unrelated and a nonsense thing. Just listen.
Listen is fine.
Huh?
To listen is fine.
Yeah, that's you have to spend the time and the listen. That's very important. But I will tell you one thing. When you find it very difficult to listen, whatever talks, try to write down. Okay, make a note. It makes you easy to listen. But that's a very important to listen. Sometimes my father used to say, no one listens. Father.
Okay.
Because everything, when started, something wrong point says, but suddenly the accusing is not a good, really. So that's why the listening is very important. When you listen to that Mr. A will get less frustration. Then after when we finish the saying, then you try to say, then it will go into the mind. Because what we are doing is we are not letting the finished other person to talk. Try to explain the reason, then it will not go in their mind. Because their mind is always occupied to say something. Do you know the debate? Buddhist debate. Have you seen? Okay, in the Buddhist debate, there is no use of whatever you explain. The person who are debating always want to show some mistake on your point. So in the family it's not like that, no? So that's why the importance of listen. When they listen and when they finish talking, their mind will become empty. Then you can explain. Then it will go in their mind. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now we'll stop. Okay, thank you very much.